actually, I was listening to a podcast this morning, and it was it was a Ukrainian official who was saying that if Pope wants the conflict to end, he said, why don't they talk to Russia, Putin, instead of telling Ukrainians to actually raise the white flag. But as you said, I mean, it's when the Pope talks about it, it's also a signal to the international community that that peace is required, peace is demanded, or that the world is sick of this war. I mean, in 2013 to 2023, there were also reports in the media that Putin actually sent signals to the United States back in 2023, last year, through Moscow's Arab partners in the Middle East, and that it was ready to consider a ceasefire in Ukraine. And I mean, if we look at the West as well, and I mean, this is of course very much in relationship to the other adversaries I was talking about in terms of Turkey's becoming other mediators. I mean, there were a lot of efforts in that, sporadic meetings, but getting together various countries of the what we call the global South right now. But if you and I think like one of the most recent things, and that something that we could actually read a little bit more signal from, was actually Macron's call when he convened a meeting in February 2024, this last month, bringing together 20 European countries to support Ukraine. And and this is the Macron who said that NATO is brain dead. And now, like, he's talking, he's convening the European countries and saying that NATO should do whatever it could to actually stop Russia from spreading further into Europe. I mean, there are these other countries, such as the small countries like Moldova, whom Russia would not have any difficulty in terms of going in. So I think the West is also very much very much concerned with this fact that Russia can actually expand even more, and make some more advances in terms of, for territorial gain. And also, I mean, let's not forget that this is not a war against Ukraine for Russia. This is a war against the West. So it's not, it's not only about Ukraine or gaining, these little, 4 or 5 enclaves of Ukraine. It's about, showing the West that, I still have the power. You enlarged NATO, and now we don't know. I mean, thanks to Russia, on the other hand, now NATO has become 32 countries. So, it's enlarged and become much more powerful. But this is not a war only about Ukraine. And I think that is why, even Pope says that, we should, if we have to give, once Kissinger said this, we were really angry, and now Pope is saying it. So I don't know, of course, like, speculating about these is actually a fun, but not a very fruitful way of looking at it. So we'll just see.